Come on. Hello, hello. Let's see if this is working. Make sure there's no echo. Hello. See. Right, we are set. So, no echo today. Managed to get this one working straight away. Fantastic. Okay. That's either a motorbike or a helicopter. Either or. Pal, how are you? I'm not too bad. Perfect, fantastic. Everything is working. Makes a change that I get this working straight away. Like I said recently, this is all new me doing this. So let me just tweet this out. So if you could share the stream, I very much appreciate it. Like, subscribe if you like what I'm doing, all that usual good stuff. Did at one point go begging for a sub, but I thought my content should just do it. Really, so let's just do this. Tweet that out. Let's just go to Faith Shite. So what does everyone think so far? Show. Oh no, already in that Donny freak across the road. You got your bike out, John? Hey, bear in mind with the Donny prick. I'm a Donny prick. He looks really good, doesn't he? He does look good. I think that's a bit of a coup for Wednesday. That Steve Bruce knowing what we need in terms of people, and he's gone for it. So I'm very, very happy with that one. Let me just turn up my gain a little bit. Very happy with that. So we'll see what happens with what's going on in the next couple of days with that. But this one, as the title says, is all about our fixtures. And now, if this works, so I'm gonna have to ask you lot in the comments if this works in a sense, because my plan is I'm gonna try and see if I can get the fixtures. Oh, green. Bruce reminds me of Tyson Fury. Okay, I don't see it, but okay. For one, Bruce has got more hair, but I'm guessing if you got in between Deep Bruce and doing something, you'll be able to see what happens. It's a very good opening game for us, Jimmy. I really think it's a fantastic game for us to start because it gives us an opportunity. That is doing my head in. Hang on a minute. There we go, that's better. It's a very good game for us to open with because it gives us a chance to get the squad ready for it. But then again, let's just remember, we all thought Wigan was a good opening game last season. Bear in mind that completely different circumstances, that was Joss in control, different management style. What I keep seeing is what's really pissing me off is people going, how can we sign people because we got the embargo? So have Reading. Reading, what do we think? See the Blunts attempt to troll by adding their pictures at the same time. Remind us that they're in the phone. Can't wait for... At the end of the day, it's football banter. They're going to do that whatever happens. It's one of those situations where if you do that, that's clever by them. It's clever. It's smart by doing it. And we would have probably done the same a couple of years ago. Going, this is our pictures and showing that. So we would have probably done the same, or we might not have done. I don't know. Yeah, I agree. The Man United fitness director is a fantastic appointment. That is a Steve Bruce knowing. He said what did he say? We need to find what the problem is at the club for injuries. So he brought in recruitment for getting players in. So we're looking at a lad from NK Dons. I will speak about that later. This is going to be more about the fixtures. But I will put in rumours as well. But he addressed the problem. Come on, you've got to remember, our medical staff, I think it was second season in with Carlos, couldn't realise that bloody Hutchinson had a broken leg. Hutch had a legitimate broken leg and they never picked it up. That's how bad our medical squad been at times. So it's great to get them in and get him in. He's done really well, and like I say, he was with England for a bit. And like, if you look at the path, we've actually done quite well with like people in the medical profession being with England. Look at Paul Smith's dad, Alan Smith. He was part of the England setup. You've got Paul, who's done amazing stuff, and he's now working for his dad's business now, which is fantastic. Right, let's see if this works. In the comments, if this works, I'll be happy. I can see my dream, so I'll see if this works. And hopefully, if this works, you should be able to hear me, but not see me, because I'm going to put the pictures up on screen now. And we're going to go through them and discuss them and look at what bits we think are interesting, what bits where we think we might struggle, and go from there. Oh, it was back in the second season. Hutch had a broken leg. He had a break in his leg. And they never spotted it. He was out for ages. You won't hear anything about player fitness until not next week, the week after. What I've seen on Instagram, everyone is training really hard at the minute and doing really well, trying to get fit. You're seeing players get back up to speed and going from there. But at the same time, you've got to remember, people are still away on holiday. They will have their fitness thing that they need to do. But just remember that people are not quite there yet on fitness. And but you got to remember, if you come back unfit, you are losing wages. That is what Steve Bruce has said. So he has gone, if you come back unfit, I am going to hit you where it hurts, your pocket. So let's see if this works. In the comments, if this works, let me know. The next thing should be our fixture list. So let's see if this works. It should come up any minute. Let me see. Let's see. Michael Kelly. I ain't seen that one about Michael Kelly, actually. So that'll be good. Van Aken is training in Holland at the minute. He's done really well. Hey, it worked. Fantastic. And you can all still hear me, which is great. So I've got a fixture list up. So we'll go a bit through game by game and see what's what, and then go from there. I don't like the way they've done this where it's going to cross. I would rather it been up, down, up, down, up, down, down. But it is what it is, and we'll go from that. I think Reading, start of the season, is a great test for us to see where we are and what we're going to be doing and how we're going to be playing. Barnsley, an early derby, which is fantastic. I actually like the idea of an early derby. Get it out the way with, get it early doors. South Yorkshire Police are not going to like it. They're going to get really, really pissed off that we've got a derby now. But I like the idea that we have got a derby early doors. It gets it out of the way. And it that whole thing, it's not like it's a big derby in a sense. But it's still a derby. It's something to look forward to. So we'll see what happens on this one. Let me just get this on Outlook. Do you think Hutchinson had a bad injury again? Hutchinson wasn't fit. You could tell he wasn't. Hutch wasn't fit, and they did not know why he was fit. And at the end of the day, they don't know why he keeps getting fit in a sense. He said that at the end of the last season. He said that Hutch, we don't know what's going on with Hutch. We don't know if he's fit or not. He don't know when he's fit. So the Barnsley game will be a good home game for us to test ourselves, and it'll be a good crowd. Big game for us now. Now we don't have United in a sense. Leeds and Barnsley, the big derby. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. Millwall away. A lot of people are really annoyed about this, but it seems to be always the case. Luton at home will be an interesting prospect because we did okay against them, but they have done well. If they can recruit well and get some good players in, that'll be fantastic for them. Preston away. which Preston, when they get going, could be... They're on my list of outsiders to get promoted this season. They're up there for me. They faltered a little bit last year, but I think Neil could get them going and get them where they should be in that kind of bracket. So I think that'll be really interesting to see what happens there. And QPR is a club at the minute that no one knows what's going on really, because they got a situation where they keep losing bloody managers left, right and centre. It's really difficult to find any stability there. I really think it's one of those ones where stability-wise it's going to be interesting there for them. Do you think it's make or break for Hutch and Lee? Yeah, very much so. They've got to show that they're fit enough. I would say that about Forestieri as well. I'll say Forestieri got to fit in that bracket. It make or break and see what we can do. It's one of these things. If say the ban for Fez is long, it could be worth actually getting rid of him because he's in his last year of the season. If we're not going to be able to play him for a couple of games, and then he gets injured, it might be worth shipping him out. But he is a game changer on a day, which is really interesting. Let's have a read of comments. We can get off to a fly against Reading and Barnsley, thinking Millwall, Luton will be easy. Only Preston really bothered about right now. Yeah, that Preston game is going to be hard. But when we saw the fixture last season, we thought it was going to be easy to start anyway, and it really wasn't. We struggled, to be fair, let's be honest. And now we've got Bury in the Carabao Cup as well, which should be an easy game, but it's another one of those things. A lot of games coming up. Now I'm pretty sure Fez have got 1 year left, mate. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I'm sure he got... let's have a look. Now his contract is up until 2020, mate. So, yeah, he technically got 2 years left, but I don't think you'll see him at us for 2 years. Come on. Be realistic here. No, he ain't got 2 years left. He got a year left. Contract is up next season. So it's up next season. He did play his hamstring a few games before then. I'm surprised he made the bench. Hutch is one of those players where they go on what he's feeling and how his body's reacting. A lot of the time, Hutch is one of the players that he really struggles with that kind of side of his game. He's not very good at knowing what his body can let him do. So it's a weird one. Can play out wide for under 23s. You're saying under 23s? He's not played. If you're playing for the under 23s, you need to go out on loan. You need to go out on loan. At the end of the day, he needs to go out on loan because it's all well and good playing under 23, but if he is going to be part of the team and stuff, he needs to go out on loan. Because if you don't go out on loan and learn your trade somewhere, you're going to have problems. I'll bring it up. Hang on. So let's have a look. For the Preston contract, I don't know what's going on with contract, mate. You can put contract to me, left, right, and centre. I'm not that close to the club. I wouldn't mind him getting a good deal, but you got to remember, any under 23 players have got to go out on loan and prove themselves. You can't keep going out against under 23s week in, week out, and then expect them to go straight into the first team and play really well. They need to go up against other players, other men, in a sense. They need to go against them. On the Wednesday website, Callum, it says his contract is till 2020. Committing it until summer 2020. So he's in the last year of his contract. So September, Huddersfield, Fulham, Middlesbrough, that is a very, very tricky month. And I think you've got an international break somewhere in there. That is going to be a very tough month. They are tough games. Two teams that have come down from the Premiership and Middlesbrough who are going to go out for a bit of blood, really, and see what happens. it'll be interesting to see what we do there. Let me know if there's any lag in this, because I know you can't actually tell me if there's lag, because I'm only showing you a screen, but it might be lagging both. Yeah, it's a weird. Yeah, Fez is a weird one, because Fez is in his last year of the contract, and if you actually want something, you might as well sell him now and see what we can get for him. But have we got the point where can we get enough for him? Could it be one of those deals where we literally go out and get someone, say you go back to Argentina and go there and just finish his career there? I don't know. It's a weird one, that one. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. October's quite a hard schedule. Well, when you look, you've got Cardiff, Stoke and Leeds. They'll be hard games. Wigan, when they're good and he gets them playing well, they can be really good as well. And they're a team that I will be interested to see what happens. But that is a tough month. When you think you just had September and they go into October, Hull are going to be interesting next season, because they're not 100% sure at the minute what's going on there, because they just got rid of Nigel Atkinson, and it sounds like it was due to transfer dealings, and he basically got told he needs to do more with less yet again. I know someone who's a Hull fan, and he said it's just dire. He's even already said that they're going down to League One next season. He just has no faith in the club and has no faith in the board whatsoever. He thinks they're down. You've got Wigan, who on their day can play really well, and they've got Cardiff, Stoke and Leeds. They're really tough games, those last three, especially when you've got to think you've got a home game against Leeds, a home game against Stoke. If those teams can get going and make a push early doors, it'll be interesting. So November, we've got Blackburn, Swansea, West Brom, Birmingham and Charlton. Swansea will be interesting to see what they do under new management. West Brom will be interesting to see what they do under Slaven Bilic. Birmingham, God knows what's going on there. Really don't know what's happening there. And at one point, didn't really know what was going on with Charlton. But Charlton are that club that up and down, you never know. Norwich is a toughie when you think about when you've got West Brom, Blackburn and Swansea. It is really tough. December is a mental period. You get a lot of fans that love the December period and love the Boxing Day game, but as somebody who makes these videos for YouTube and does these, I detest the December period, because it takes me away from spending time with my family at times, just to do the football. I would have been listening or watching football, but when you commentate on it like I do, it puts even more pressure on you, in a sense. Hang on, I thought that went off. Yeah, I'm not watching you. It puts more pressure on you to get the videos out. So December I absolutely hate, but I'm going to try and balance it a little bit better this year. Brentford at home is tough. Derby Forest. Actually looking at December, I'd say December probably our toughest month for me, especially with how many games you've got coming up. That is a nightmare of situation, because some really good teams there if they start going well. I like to see how we get there. That is really tough for me. Yeah, well, he's a Norwich fan. He's a Norwich fan, so at the end of the day, if they can get him, if you're legitimately Turnbull, are you going to go play for Norwich, who are Premiership, or are you going to go play for Wednesday? It's a no-brainer. I personally think he should have gone to Celtic, been there for about 3 or 4 seasons, get that bit of recognition like they did with Van Dijk, get a Premiership club into him then, and then get on and push on from there. But you never know. It'll be interesting. It all depends on how Norwich start their season for me. So that'll be interesting. Jan is a proper tough month. Hull, Leeds, Wigan and Blackburn. Yeah. It don't get any easier after December either. January, Hull, Leeds, Blackburn, Wigan. They are tough. They are really, really tough. February's tough as well when you see Millwall, Barnsley, Luton, Reading, Birmingham, Charlton and Derby. Wow, that's a lot of games in 1 month. Jesus. Under 22s up at Brackenmore now. I'll be walking up to watch. What days or night do they tend to play? On that one, John, I don't know. It'll be on the website, but if you're going up, I'll be going up with you if you don't mind. I won't mind going to watch some of the under 23 stuff. Is that something? Because the thing with that one, you've got the situation where you'll get some of the first teams in for when they get fitness. Just keep an eye on the website for that, or whatever they tweet. They'll tweet when the under 23s are up there. But I'm gonna go up and watch some of them. It'll be interesting that. Turner probably won't get into the Premier team. You're saying, yeah, but you're saying that. You're saying that he probably won't get into the Prem team every week, but you don't know that. You're looking at half of the Norwich squad before they go up. You look at them, you don't think they're the Premiership, yet they're there. You're not going to spend 3.5 million on someone and not play them. You're not going to do us, really. Let's be honest. Norwich are a little bit smarter than that. March is Brentford, Forest, Bristol City, West Brom. You look at these, and when you first see the teams that are in the league this year, you think about it, and then you look where they put the games in, and it's a tough April as well. Swansea, Preston, Huddersfield, QPR. No, wait a minute. Swansea, Preston, QPR, Huddersfield, and Fulham. That is a tough April if you're pushing for going up. It really is a tough April, that. And then your last game, Middlesbrough. We've not been dealt some decent games there. You look at the run-up in some of these. It's going to be hard. We're at home the day before my birthday in Feb with Charlton, and 3 days later we had Derby. See, 2020 is elite year. Oh, yeah, so it is. Duh. Do you ever think Abdi will ever play football again? Abdi can do what he wants, so I'm not bothered. Abdi, for me, if he got any sense, he'll go play in Switzerland. He'll go play in Switzerland, or he might just retire on the money that he made off us. I don't know. At the end of the day, Abdi at Watford, we got told he was this great player. No one had any real problems with him in terms of his ability and what he could do. I think Abdi was one of those situations where injury got the better of him and then he took the piss. Preston on Good Friday, yeah, that is a tough game. That's going to be tough. It's going to be really tough, that game. Like I said, there's no easy games in this. It's going to be really hard. So it's going to be really hard to get these how you want them. It's going to be very, very, very difficult to get some of the results. Like, some of the ones I'm interested about are the run-up to the end of the season. But if you look at that middle part of the season, it is tough. It's going to be a very, very tough season. When we first actually didn't think it was going to be that tough, I thought you're looking at who come down, you look at who's gone up, you're like, yeah, that's not going to be too bad. But if you notice something, there's a lot of teams at the minute that are not spending any money. There's a lot of teams at the minute who are not spending any money at all. And I think it's because there's a lot of teams that are getting at the minute. Yeah, but at the end of the day, you're saying that he was smoking and drinking to accept, but at the same time, he is human. He is allowed to have. Yes, he is a professional footballer, but yes, he is human. We all go out and get bladdered or smoke too many or whatever it is that your vice is. It's human nature. Even if you're a footballer, you have it. Wayne Rooney used to smoke cigarettes all the time. Jack Wilshere used to smoke cigarettes all the time. It's not an issue there for me. It really isn't. At the end of the day, yes, could he have gone on to be really good at Sheffield Wednesday? Yeah. Did it actually work out? No. Didn't work out at all. So, at the end of the day, it didn't work out. You move on. At the end, like I said, at the end of the day, that's how it is. And I said that way too many times now. Yeah, December is horrible. Yeah, you could say that about anyone. You could say that, yeah, but that's the thing. Callum, we're human. Footballers are human. They're no different than you or me. December is horrible, but so February and so's April. I think we've got a good crack in the early start of the season in August if we can get a good run going. And the thing that I've got is that we need to get a good run going, because if we get hit, now bear in mind with the EFL and what's going on with us at the minute, it's all up in the air. But if we get hit with a point deduction like Birmingham did, we could be in real trouble. So I think we need to go and start off really, really fast. Get as many points as humanly possible, because if we get hit with a point thing like they did, we could be in trouble. If we can get the back four completely and utterly shored up, and we can start scoring some goals, and not all from range, because that was our issue last year. The moment you start scoring from range, the moment you bugger it up completely, you don't really get to do anything really, anything else. That was our issue last season. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. And 14th, 17th, and the 21st, the 3 games in a week. Yeah, it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. It's going to be a very hard situation. I'm not condemning him, but when you... But you are condemning him, because you saw the video 2 minutes there, and at the end of the day, Callum, he's not a Wednesday player anymore. So we can talk about it till we're blue in the face, but he's not a Wednesday player anymore. Did he have the ability to be really good for us? Yes. Did it not work? Yes. Did he kind of take the piss a little bit with the club? Yes. And is he 40 grand off our wage bill? Yes. Bye-bye. See you later. I'm not bothered. At the end of the day, we're human. Footballers are human. They're allowed to have a personal life. They're allowed to do things that, in some people's eyes, isn't the right thing to do. You have to go with that. I think Bruce has got a record of being quite a disciplinarian. Unlike Joss, he will get the best out of players. He will get players to run through brick wall for him. Also, the interesting one I saw on the Star website earlier today. Oh, we're going to have a heat wave. Lovely. About bloody time. Where is he? Young lad from MK Dons. So, the young lad from MK Dons, I think it's us and QPR who are looking at him at the moment. So, it really could be decent. But I do have the situation with that. It is another striker. So, surely, if it's another striker, we are surely sending a striker out. Surely, because we have too many strikers as it is. It's not just us who are in for it. Hearts, Hibs are in for this Chucks and Elk. Former Arsenal youngster. It was a target for Barnsley, Hull, Portsmouth, Wigan. We put our name into the hat. It's what they wanted. It is a very much Deep Bruce style signing, but we got lots of strikers as it is. If anything you see at the minute on Twitter and all that kind of crap, take with a pinch of salt, because it's the silly season. It is the absolutely mental season where everything gets named, everything happens. They're the guy, a winger. That's what I read. Yeah, you mean the lad from Cardiff? If that's who you're on about. Yeah, I like what Lee Bullen put. Millwall away, I repeat, not on a Tuesday night. That's like first time in a long time since that's not happened. So, yeah, we've got the whole situation at the minute where it'll be interesting to see what we do and see how we get on. But if we can get things sorted, it'd be fantastic. Let me read some of the comments here. Justin quite mean from outside looking. I think Josh was one of those ones who were trying to put his stamp on it. It just didn't work. He alienated players. He went in too hard. You can go in really, really hard and get the best out of them, or you can go in hard and they'll down tools. And I think that's what happened with Josh a little bit. He pissed off too many people. It looks like this Harry kid from Cardiff looks like he's going to be good. But everyone can say that. But it's a Steve Bruce style player. Bruce is very good at getting players who have been in the cold in their current clubs and bringing them in and making them into good players. Look at McGinn. People keep using the McGinn thing, and it's fantastic. Do we go foreign or do we stay home nations the same as the Blaze did? What do you mean in what we bring in, DJ Rick? Is that what you mean in terms of what kind of players we bring in? Hopefully the FF ban won't last long. I think the bans could be done in a week, maybe 2. I think maybe 2 weeks, we're going to find out that it's all done and dusted. Which will be good for me. Onima and Joss, yeah, that was weird. That just but like you say, you're saying that with Onima and Josh, you've got to sing at Newcastle with what's his name? Blank on mate. Roland, no, that's Roland Nielsen, idiot. Orlando Aarons, that's it, Aarons. You've got the thing with Aarons that he doesn't get on with Benitez, and Benitez doesn't get on with him, but he played really well here. Yeah, mate. I think we should go down the English route a little bit, to be honest with you. I think it's what we should be doing, but I also think we should be having a mix of under 23s and our seniors. It's not done them any harm doing that, and I think when you look at what Bruce has done in the past, he's not scared of getting English players in and seeing what happens, really, if you know what I mean. Can players not contract to train with us? Right, the whole situation is of what I think it is, so bear in mind, I believe we can sign free agents, and I believe they can train with us. We just got to let the league ratify it, basically. The league have got to okay it. If the league okays it, then we're fine and dandy there. And that's what I believe it is. Let me just check, because the Star had a great thing on there. Soft. Go. I don't like using the bloody Star all the time, but it does work. No, let's have a look. Right, let's read this. Right, here we go. So, right, here we go. So, in a nutshell, it means the club are unable to register new players until the terms of the embargo are lifted. So, anyone that is at the club who is close to signing, thing is, if we're not close to signing this embargo and getting this embargo lifted, why are we getting deals lined up? If this was the case, we wouldn't have deals lined up. I think this is more a case that deals are ready to go. We're speaking to the EFL. We're just trying to get them to say, look, here it is. This is what we're trying to do. Please lift it. And we get it lifted and everything's sorted. And we may have things where we might have to agree to a point total. Can you imagine if we say, look, lift the embargo, but we'll have a minus 9 point to start with and we'll make it back? That would be catastrophic, and that means we've got to win all our first 9 games, in theory, just to get in a good place. But it could be something we said. Like we said, we are not the only club that's in this situation. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. We are looking to recruit big in the under 22 with our new big youth coach development, hence the releases. I don't disagree with that. I think you're right. I think we are looking at using our under 23s. We have to use our under 23s because we cannot keep buying players who are not so big time Charlie. We can't keep buying players who are not going to make the grade and bringing them in and thinking, right, this will work, but then it doesn't work. If we got under 23s, we already know them. They're not waiting to fit into the club. They're already around the club. They don't need to get that kind of situation trying to get into a new club, get into a new city, go from there. We can start bedding them in. I want us to start bedding the under 23s in a lot more. I've always said that I want Wednesday to become a club where we rely on our youth academy prospects, then bringing in transfers. Because you rely on your youth academy prospects, you can make more money with sales that way. You can also get more youth team players to come play for the club because they know you're going to play football and they're going to play. And that's the issue. There are so many under 23 players who get in under 23 and never make the grade because the club have bought instead of promoting within. And it's got to go that way. For me, clubs have got to start promoting within. It should be part of the it should be part of the EFL's requirement that you should have, say, half your squad under 23s and half your squad not. And depending on what it is, you have to do that. But at the same time, I don't know how they would do that. On the soft embargo thing, it's not as bad as it sounds though. We just need to get talking to them. Hopefully everything will be lifted soon. I think in the next couple of weeks we're going to get it all sorted and we're going to be fine. But at the same time, it's not a good situation for us to be in. We need to start being a little bit smarter business-wise, because we're not being. And we've been pretty poor business-wise for a while. So if we can start getting back to being a bit more business-savvy and go from there, I will be very happy with that. Your request to join the Wednesday week has been for a second. What was that? I don't even remember requesting to join that. Okay. That's weird. So I completely got sidetracked. Anyone else got any questions and stuff that they want to know any information on or have their theories on stuff? Have Sheffield Wednesday commented on the embargo? It's all just sources at the minute. I don't think the club wants to say anything until everything's official. Really, or I think we'll say something once it's lifted. So we at the club, it's all sources, but when you look at who the sources are, who are talking, it seems about right. It makes sense why we're not saying we signed this person yet. For all we know, it could be that we get the this transfer embargo lifted, and imagine if we sign all the players to these deals at ours in the park. And it's like, here are your new players, and do it that way. I think we should have a mixture of a buying experience and you. Yeah, I think we should have that. I think the FA should bring back the 5 foreign players only for the rest. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with the 5 foreign players and the rest homegrown. I think that needs to be back. I completely agree with that 100%. It's something that we do need to do. It's just something I don't like how many clubs are just full of foreign players and we're not promoting within. It's why I got quite happy about Joss at the start of that season until everything happened. I was very, 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 very happy that he was saying we'll promote within, we'll use what we got there, but he alienated too many people. He didn't do a good mix. What do you think to Hector? I think Hector's a great player. I hope we can get him in for next season. I wouldn't mind actually getting him on loan for another season. But if, say, Lampard did go in there, could he be part of Lampard's plans? Could it be one of those ones where he's seen what he's done here, instead of going out and spending money on a new defender, could they might start their transfer ban, he uses Hector? You don't know. No more goals. I don't know. We've had a strong history of having Scottish players, and yes, some have been bad, but some have been really good. If you say no more Scots, then you're getting rid of Palmer, You're getting rid of Fletcher. You're getting rid of Bannon. Well, you're getting rid of. You're getting rid of some key players there. As you say, no more Gots. At the end of the day, there are some good Gottish players if you look out there. McGinn wasn't bad for Villa, was he? And I know I'm using the McGinn example again, and everyone keeps doing, but he was a good player for Villa. Proved the amazing recruitment at Villa in terms of staff and players, and just went down game wise. The reason it went down game wise at Villa, he wasn't well. He was not a well man. He was starting to get ill himself. He had lots of things. He had a cancer scare as well, which he had to have an operation on. And I think some of the players ended up just not running through walls for him anymore. I think it was the case of that was happening. The fans were getting on his back, and you didn't know what was going on at the club at the time. That club was in a mess. No one knew what was going on. Jamie Vardy at Sheffield Wednesday. Can't see that, mate. Cannot see that. He's won too much, and I think he's want to finish his career at Villa. Leicester. Doubt we could get him on a loan considering he has 1 year. You could get him on a loan. I don't see what. Nah, you're seeing clubs loan players out who've got a year left with kind of thing. It could be that we loan him until January and we buy him in January. At the end of the day, if Chelsea do not cash in on him, then that's on Chelsea. But at the same time, for Hector's point of view, he's going to want to find a deal if it's us or not. At the end of the day, we are looking like the best team to go for it because he's been here already. But at the same time, how long can he keep staying at Chelsea for and trying to think? Because if he stays at Chelsea, is he literally going to play any football there? Be serious. Is he going to play football? No. He said he want to play for Wednesday at the end of his career. What he says like that, yeah, fair enough. But if he comes in at the end of, say, his contract, is it a deal we're going to be able to do? Is he going to take a pay cut? Because it might be we may need to take a big pay cut to come here. It could be that we have him on a 1 year deal. I know what you're saying. Vardy said he wants to end his career at Wednesday, but it's that whole thing. Would it be something we could get done? We need to aim for top 2. Yeah, we do need to aim for top 2. Really, it's massive. We can't be going playoffs. And like Callum said, please like this video, guys. Share it. Get more people in to the chats. I'm going to be doing more of these come start of the season. Granted, I know that my views are highest I had it was the other day with about 47 views. Today it's at 12, but at the same time, I've not really hyped it up today. I've been doing other things. But I think top 2 is a priority. I think we got to do well in this one. Is John still in the chat? Is there any players we can nab out your under 23s at Everton? According to it's not about money, it's about legacy. Well, if that's the case, then perfect. Come to the club. Not got a problem with Jamie Vardy coming. I'd love for him to do it. But it got to be right for the manager. It's got to be right for everyone else. It got to be for everything that happens. My subs have gone up, Callum. I've noticed that recently. We will be in the Premier League by then when Vardy signed. Hey, if we can get Vardy in the Premier League, that's a fantastic signing. He would love. Can you imagine us being in the Premier League? Jamie Vardy signed for us. Sheffield United are still in the Premier League. There's a Steel City derby. It's 0-0. 90th minute. Jamie Vardy scores at Bramall Lanes and gives the big celebration in front of their fans. That's the dream, innit? To be fair, that is the dream. You want to see Vardy go up, do his usual thing when he's done it before, when he's gone like that to the crowd. And he's done his usual celebration and going 4-0 and his usual wind-up merchant that he is. That would be the dream. watching him, or him doing it at Hillsborough and just winding him up. I love it. Bugger, missed it again. It's alright, Jay. Normally, Jay, they're about 8 p.m. 8 p.m. I'm trying to get them done on a Wednesday at about 8 p.m. But I will do some polling and do some seeing what people, what times are best for people, because I know sometimes that's not a great time. But I'm starting to go on the Wednesday theme. Thank you. The thing is, clickbait, I don't really have the whole things to do clickbait yet. I don't have the ability for donation, Callum. I'm not at 100,000 or anything. I need to be I think I need to be at 1,000, what is it? It's 1,000 subs and 4,000 viewing figures, I think. I don't have any thing for that. There was a part of me at one point thinking about setting up a Patreon or doing it via PayPal, but I didn't know if people were going to get a bit pissed off with me going down that route, in a sense, because at one point I was doing this with YouTube AdSense and I got about 60 quid every 2 years from AdSense, but when they changed the whole YouTube situation, I lost my AdSense, and I think there's still about 40 quid sat in my AdSense that I'm never going to see, unless the channel goes up and I make some money out of it. And it's like, I know people who've done videos or I've been speaking to recently who have gone, they made 500 quid, and people are like, oh, that's great, you've done really well with that, but then it turns out that doesn't cover your childcare costs. So there's a very interesting split between people for how you do certain things and the YouTube community. It's a weird one. Let me just check my battery on this. Hey, we're doing better. 30%. Doing better than it has been in the past. So, has anyone got any rumours of players coming in? Has anyone got any people they'd like to see a realistic signing? Let's just be aware of that. Realistic. We could all say Messi and whatever. If I could hit that, that would be fantastic. But I've been doing this on video for a while. There's Brad has done well. He's done really well with it. I think it's because he's doing like going to games and actually doing a fan thing. I am 5'7". About that. 5'7" roughly. Steve Owl on Twitter said expecting some big news coming out of Hillsborough in the next few days, which would be interesting. I'd be interested if we can get something in the next couple of days. That'd be fantastic, because the plan is there will be a video on signings, and then there could be a video as well. What I'm going to try and do, I'm going to try and bridge the gap of doing a bit of both, live streaming and video. It could go up on the same day, a video of me saying my thoughts and stuff, and then having the fan opinion in an evening or something like that. As long as it doesn't take away from spending time with me, wife and kid, I'm not bothered. The moment it starts taking my ability to spend time with family, that's where I will have to rethink everything and rejig it. But so far, so good. I'm enjoying doing the live streams. They are really good fun. It's something I never thought I would get into, live streaming, but I am enjoying doing them. It means it's less editing for me, which is nice. I apologise about my shiny head as well. It's baking up here in the office. Let's have a look. I heard we're linked with the massive Wigan centre back. We're linked with fucking everyone this year, to be honest with you. It's the usual thing. Lazar and Aaron's and I think maybe and maybe a striker if we lose fourth area and Winnell. I agree with that. I still think we need a keeper. I still think we need a backup keeper. An experienced backup keeper at that. People had that whole situation. They weren't happy when Man United signed Lee Grant, but he's a backup keeper. He's what you need. I think we could. I think Winnell going. I think Winnell gonna go. I think he's shown. I don't think he's shown Bruce what he really wants to do. If I was Winnell, I'd take that bid that Sunderland were gonna have you for the season, for the till the end of the season and get a deal there. You were really shit hot in League One. You found your kind of thing. You did okay when you were in the Championship for Derby, but I think League One, where you could just find more joy again, I like that. Fourth Dairy is a weird one. I had the whole situation with Fourth Dairy. I wanted to cash in personally, but then if we can't bring anyone in, it worried me. If we can't bring anyone as the quality or bring in someone anyway without the Football League getting annoyed at us. I want to see more Jordan Fowler. I think you'll see a lot more of the under-23 players from last year. I think there's a lot that did well. The MK Dom midfielder. Yeah, now people are saying he's a striker, Glenn. But I've seen striker midfielders. Is he one of those who can play like a number 10 kind of thing? Let's have a look. Yeah, the midfielder. Britta Sambalamba would be good. Britta Sambalamba would be good, but he cost a lot of money, and it's again getting another Middlesbrough player, and he's at Middlesbrough, isn't he? If I'm right, it's getting another Middlesbrough player, and my issue with that is that each time we buy a Middlesbrough player, they keep putting sell-on clauses with us. It depends what you want to go for, really. Because at the end of the day, if we could get him, he'd be good, but it goes back down to that stupid thing again where he got a bit of an injury record. He got an injury problem, and I think if you look at our striking situation at the minute, you got Jordan Rhodes, you got Winnall Newhugh, you've got Fez, you've got Fletcher. Is that all of them? Oh, and you've got Zhao. So, Zhao signed a new deal last season. I think Zhao stays. So, you keep Winnall. Yeah, you sell Winnall. You possibly sell Fez. And you keep Rhodes, Fletcher. I'm missing one. I said it again. And you keep Rhodes and Fletcher for me. So Fletcher one of those ones where it's a weird one, isn't it? It's one of those kind of situations. Let's have a look. Jordan Thornley, we didn't see him even on the bench in the last. Yeah, but Jordan Thornley was bloody injured. He wasn't fit. He kept on the same whole concussion situation. Weatherford does tend to get a little bit injured a lot. Thank you, New Hugh. How could I forget Big Dave? Zhao is one of those interesting ones for me because on his day he's really good. He's a young player and he got the speed we lack up front. He does lack speed. Now, everyone who's putting their comments in, at the end of the day, don't go off at people for their comment, because at the end of the day, it's everyone's opinion. I think, and personally, this is my opinion. So let's see what happens here. So let's all what Connor put here. Thank you, DJ and Autopsy J. I completely forgot New Hugh. My brain went blank. I have been doing this for nearly an hour now, I think it is. So my brain's starting to get fried. I agree with Sel Winnall. I don't agree with Sel New Hugh. I think New Hugh got something to offer, but this is your opinion. I can see why you don't want New Hugh. I understand keeping Rhodes. Fez is in his last year contract, and if the FA want to ban him, because I've heard 5 games from some people. I heard someone said that it could be 10 games they ban him for due to them making an example out of him. And no one's actually heard if Fortieri actually the club ruled against it. I haven't heard anything about that, so that's an interesting one. I think Bruce will come good under... Yeah, I think Rhodes will come under Bruce really well. At the end of the day, he wanted him when he was at Villa, and he got Hogan instead. And the only reason he didn't get him because it was a ridiculous amount of money which we were stupid enough to pay. I still think the Rose deal was the one where I kind of believe Chancellor was saying it was our deal. It was the club deal in getting it. The fans wanted it, and we did. Let's be honest, we did want it, and he did get it us. It's just not worked for whatever reason, i.e. not playing to his style or playing the system he likes. Callum, I do get recognised in public sometimes. Yep, had it today with one of my neighbours who know me, who watches my videos. I was asking, you're that lad who does the stuff on Wednesday. It's like, yep, I am. That's why Owls in the Park is always fun for me, because I get either people coming up and saying hi, how are you, and being nice, or I get the complete and utter drunk idiots that decide they want to grab me and fight me, or say my opinions are stupid, or say why do I do it, or I'm an embarrassment to the club. I've had that a couple of times at Owls in the Park. I will be going to Owls in the Park next weekend. So I will be there on Sunday. I'll make a video about that and stuff, and see if any of you are going. Come say hello. I'll be with my wife and my little girl, so come say hello, and I'm more than happy to talk Wednesday, because at the end of the day, we're all Wednesday, aren't we? Unless your name's fucking Jennings. He can go sod himself. Have Wednesday ever played more than 40 games a season? Yep, he did it the first season we had him in, when we had the 17 game. He did a pretty much full season. Where was that whole thing where he is injury prone? Yes. And he does have the injury problem, but he's still a good keeper on his day. Yes, I'd like to forget New Hugh. Hey, there's a lot of people who are not New Hugh fans, and I respect their... If they see something they don't like, I respect that kind of thing. I really do. But at the same time, I think he offers something. If you don't think he offers something, that's your opinion. Is Tammy Abrams... Tammy Abrams is trying to make a break at Chelsea. He's already said he wants to break through at Chelsea now. And I don't think he'd like to go on loan. I think he might actually stay because he's sick of being on loan now. So I'd love to get him, but I think it's one of those ones he'll want to stay at Chelsea, especially if Frank Lampard going in there. Lampard will want to keep him. I'm pretty shocked about Rowe. I won't lie, considering we signed Winnall. Yeah, I thought it was weird, because I thought if we weren't going to get Rose and the deal was dead, I thought Winnall was the best option. And it seems like getting both was a bit of a stupid move. If we didn't have fair play or an embargo, etc., Daniel Story would be good, and Aaron would be definitely coming in. And I'd love Story to come to a club. I think that would be a really good, solid partnership, that DJ. I really do think that would be really clever. But we do have financial fair play, and we have to stick to the rules and the budgets and stuff. And it's annoying, but... don't be surprised if you see Story going back to West Brom on a free. They did like him there. He didn't have the best thing, but they did like him there. Right, let me just check the camera, and it probably about nearly time to end it, but we'll see. I'll get some more comments in. That's 12, yeah. Yeah, battery's down to 12% right now, so I'll have to end this soon. So there will be another stream Wednesday. There was no stream this Wednesday due to the fact that I had the situation where we had a lot of news breaking on Wednesday, and I thought it made sense to do stuff while the news was breaking. But I think it might be one of those situations, if more news breaks, I will do a stream and a video and do it that way. I'm trying to have the streams as a fan opinion kind of situation, because I think it worked better. Thank you all for joining me in the stream today. I do appreciate you taking time out of your evening to watch my streams. I really do appreciate it. It means a lot to me, because it just means me doing this, people actually give a shit about what I'm actually saying, or what I like to say, or what my opinions are, and I like to see what other fans' opinions are. I really do appreciate it. Now he got the medical guy. Yeah, he got the medical guy in and he could be good, but we're still not going to sign him. He's not going to take it. Wherever he goes, he's going to want a lot of money, which we can't offer him, sadly. He was injured at West Brom, wasn't he? He was injured at West Brom, but I still think he's a player that they could go and get. I still think Sturridge's still got game time. And he is a Champions League winner too, yep. And Sturridge has always been one of those players I've always liked. He's been a good player in his career. He's always been good. He's just always had problems with injuries. That's the only issue. I need to stream games. Be careful with streaming games, Callum, because of YouTube copyright, and you could get copyright strike from the EFL and YouTube. So be careful with that. You've got to be careful when it comes to games and stuff, because at the end of the day, because they have what's it called? The player thing. You have to be careful with streaming it, because you will get caught, and if you get caught, they can kill your channel. Or they can kill your channel and they can ban you. So it's one of those ones. So you'll have to see what happens. Thank you, Glenn. Thank you, Jimmy. Thank you, DJ. Like I said, everyone, I'm trying to get it as a fan opinionated channel as well. And all we can do as fans is give our opinions. But let's all remember to be respectful. And just remember, we all have the club best interests at our heart, unless you're the prick who decided to do the copyright of We All Wednesday. So, yeah, screw you, mate. So, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one next Wednesday.